I started playing the piano the morning I found a piano in the living room. It had been delivered the night before. I was like 2 or 3, and it was delivered late the night before, and I was gone to bed. And I came down and found this thing in the living room and started playing. And within a minute, I had a tune banging out.
Did
and my
you?
parents were, "Oh God, he's a genius!" As all parents do.
It's Tiger Woods.
No matter how it sounds,
No matter how bad it is, he's a genius.
But then you were on TV, because, you know, in Ireland at the time, you're on the TV by the age you were 11, but you were musical director. Like, you started working on the Late Late Show when you were 19 years old.
Yeah, I was a fast maturer, yeah.
But that's incredible, though, 19, to get that
People
type
used
of
to
position.
think I was much older than I was, because, well, he's been on the Late Late Show since 1979, so he must have been at least 26 or 27, so he must be in his 70s now.
Yeah.
But it did feel like that, like you were a
yeah.
part of me growing up. You were there from 1979 until 1999.
Yes, yeah.
What was that? Obviously, we hold, you know, wrote it there, Roisin, throwing it over
Colette
to Frank,
before that.
Colette before that,
Yeah.
and obviously Gabo himself. Did you know you were in the glory years when you were in the
Oh,
glory
it was
years?
Fantastic. It really was. And Gay was great to work for. He, you know, he was very direct, and you knew exactly where you stood. If you had a problem, you could say it to him, and there was no grudges held. It was, you know, you cleared the air, and the air was clear after it. He was fantastic, and he was such a great professional as well. And it was great to watch, you know.
Yeah, he really was. Lots of people have said that to me, and I've seen him. I've luckily seen him in action a lot of times, and it looks like it was so relaxed and chilled, but he had put so much work into that.
Oh, absolutely. Everything was rehearsed.
Yeah.
We used to all write some scripts for him, you know, and you'd have to write it in what we call gay speak. You'd have to write it in his voice, otherwise he wouldn't do it. But and you'd hear him in the dressing room practicing and trying different inflections, and, you know, everything was practiced. But he had this amazing facility to make it sound like he had just thought of it. And it was so natural.
Yeah,
that's a great gift.
A complicated and such an erudite and intelligent man, but that was a part of the whole show, right? You all kind of worked together.
Yes.
And again, there was elements to the show. Tell us about the time with Katharine Hepburn.
That was one of the worst moments of my career. I thought my career was going to be very short, actually, that night. But what happened was there was a Eurovision or a National Song Contest or something in the studio in RT. So we moved out on one of the rare occasions we did the Late Late as an outside broadcast, and we did it from the Cork Opera House. And Gay said to me, "I'm going to ask her to sing, but she doesn't arrive until 10 o'clock, so we'll be on air, so you can't practice with her. Is that okay?" I said, fine. Sure. I was 20 or 21, I didn't care, you know, fearless. And so she said she'd sing I Could Have Danced All Night. Do you know that? Yeah, I do. I know that. But I knew the chorus. I could have danced all night.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
the bit that everyone knows.
Oh, yeah, Frank is standing by, and Frank was there, ready to go. And I went, da, 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 da. I could have danced, expecting her to do that. But she goes, dance, dance, I could have. And she goes into the verse, which I didn't know at all.
Right.
And every time I catch her key, then it changed to another key, and then it changed to another, and she's looking at me like, is this a wind-up? Who is this guy?
This is Katharine Hepburn.
Katharine Hepburn.
My career is over, I'm thinking, you know. But I thought the chorus would never come. And it's only about 8 bars, but it seemed like the longest 8 bars of my life.
And then it hit in, though.
And then, we got it.
Then
we
it
got
got
there
in.
eventually. And I just, at the end of that then, I just snuck out the stage door, went back to the hotel and went to my room.
She's made bigger men than you quiver in their shoes, that woman, God rest her soul.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of therapy after.
What an experience. Amazing, amazing.
But I mean, over the years, then there must have been so many others, because I mean, every big star, appeared on the Late Late Show.
Yes, yeah. We had Larry Adler, the harmonica player. He played one night. He was going to. He said he wanted to do Summertime, and he said he wanted a rhythm section. So I got a rhythm section together, and all the best guys. And he arrives in and said, "Sorry guys, I forgot the charts. I forgot to bring the music." That's okay. We all know Summertime. But Summertime is one of those tunes that you get 5 musicians to play it, and they'll all play different sets of it. So I said to him, "Which set of changes do you want?" So he sat down and he played the way he wanted it to be. And so we said, "Okay, we'll do it that way." So we did it that way. And they said, no, hey, why don't we do it this way? And he does it a different way. And they said, OK, we'll do it that way. So we did it that way. So then he said, hey, why don't we do it this way?
Lord.
And so we said, OK, we'll do it that way. So what I didn't know was he was trying to make it look like to all the technical staff that we were screwing up and that we were getting it wrong. And then the floor manager comes over and said, look, he wants to do it on his own, just with the piano. Play the piano.
He didn't want
which was his
to.
kind of
He
party
didn't
piece.
want
He had
the-
changed his mind that he didn't want to do this. So I said, that's fine, but why didn't he just say
Why
that?
didn't he say that?
So he said to me afterwards, he said, I'm sorry about that business earlier, but, you know, George used to like me to do that. And I'm kicking myself to this day. I said, George who? And he said, Gershwin.
George Gershwin
Just
liked
dropping
him to
these-
do that.
just dropping these
Isn't that
names.
just amazing?
You've done some amazing things. You've been involved in, you arranged Why Me, Linda Kavanagh.
Yes,
Linda Martin.
Niamh
Oh my
Kavanagh.
God!
Oh, that's you, cancelled right there.
I'm just amalgamating a portmanteau of our, and then Niamh Kavanagh as well.
That's
so,
right,
like
yeah.
being
In
arranged
Your
in that,
Eyes.
you were involved in 2 Icelandic
That's right, yeah,
performances as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So being part of, you know,
Eurovision was great crack. Yeah, it was always a great experience, but we haven't been so good at it in recent years.
No,
but,
and you do think that, like, we need to cop on.
Oh,
Like, you've said it
absolutely,
before.
Yeah, you know, we know how to do it if we're just let.
But what do you think's gone wrong? Because Bambi Thug represented us very well
Yes.
last year.
Yes.
And did an amazing
Well,
job.
that
But
stood out.
Did
You know,
you
you have
actually
to stand
think,
out,
as
you
the
know.
way you're a musician, did you think that song was musically
I
correct
liked it,
for us?
yeah.
Or you
I
liked it?
I liked it because it had interest in it all the way from the beginning
Yeah.
to the end. But a lot of the other songs, you know, it gets to a chorus and then it doesn't go anywhere else. It doesn't
Yeah.
get any bigger. It
Yeah.
doesn't get. It's
And
linear
what did you
the
think
whole
of
way
Emmy
through.
this year? Yeah.
Next question.
Okay, enough said.
And that's all we have.
0 point.
Now, you're doing like you've been through loads in your personal life and you've come through cancer and all that kind of stuff. But we heard it earlier on, you and your string quartet, you're doing a pile of performances.
Yes, we've been up and down the country for the last 3 years, really, and we're still doing it and developing it. Tomorrow night we're going up to Tommy's part of the country. We're going up to Monaghan tomorrow night to play in the Hillgrove Hotel. And next week we're in Sligo.
And what is it you do? It's classic, like
Well,
like
we're
you
doing
played clocks
tomorrow
earlier
night. We're
on.
doing Coldplay.
So they all Coldplay classics.
Yeah,
just done
but
with the string quartet.
String quartet.
And, yeah,
So beautiful, chilled evening.
that new word that everyone's using now, the reimagined arrangement.
Reimagined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coldplay reimagined. But I've also written a show featuring some great Irish rock legends like the Cranberries, Aslan, U2, and so on. So we're doing that next week in Sligo, in the Sligo Park. And then in September we're doing a new development. We're going to do candlelight dinner classics. So we're going to do the Bonington Hotel on the 19th of September. On the 3rd of September, on the south side, we're doing the Talbot in Stillorgan.
So you go and have dinner, listen to the
starts
music,
at
you're
7:30.
there.
We do have a nice meal, and then we'll come on at the coffee stage and we'll do our full concert. So
It's really beautiful. I know you've
Makes it
talked
nice
about
of us,
ABBA and that, and it was just so lovely listening to you do clocks, and a string quartet is always lovely.
Yes.
How are you doing? How's everything? Because
Great. Fantastic.
it was
Yeah,
esophageal cancer. That's something that's really
I'm
tough.
4 years cancer-free now, so...
Feeling good?
Every year gets... Oh, I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
I had
And-
a couple of stents put in a couple of weeks ago, so that I had
Really?
to cancel. I was actually supposed to be doing the Monaghan gig 2 or 3 weeks ago, but they wouldn't let me out of the hospital. I had to stay in overnight.
shame.
So, I had a 99% blockage in the main artery going into my...
99%?
99%, yeah.
How did they find that? Were you getting pains? Or?
I got a bit of pain. I was bringing out the bins one night and I got pain, and I knew that it wasn't good. So I rang the cardiologist the next day and he said, you need to come in on Friday and we do angiogram. And he said, right, we're putting stents in straight away. You have a 99. He showed me the blockage. I could see it on the screen. You know, the blood was going nowhere.
That's got to be a real moment, though, isn't
So
it?
my breathing was terrible. I was getting so out of breath.
Wow.
You know, I have a small bit of emphysema as well. I'm kind of an encyclopedia of disease, basically.
Yeah. You're looking great,
But
though.
I was just about to say, you're looking great.
I know, it's positive thinking and positive outlook is very important, you know.
Well, you can visit candlelightclassics.ie for you and your gorgeous string quartet going all around the country for all these things.
You're going to be playing us out.
We're going to
later
play
on.
from the Irish Rock Legends show. We're going to play the fantastic Cranberries song "Zombie."
Ah, fantastic.
So I'll expect you to join in.
Oh, we will.
Gorgeous.
We'll be joining in because we were all here listening to the opening at 9 o'clock and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So we're so looking forward to you playing out the show. Frank,
forward to
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Frank McNamara, really appreciate it.